One thing just to consider with that is when you look at the sport of rugby, right? They don't have helmets on, and they have a lower incidence of concussions because that people have also learned to tackle without their head in rugby. No one's leading with their head. They know how to use their shoulders and their arms and their upper body. So maybe something can be learned from that as well. But maybe also at all levels of sport, maybe have to have more stern policies if you do use your head, where not just a penalty, but maybe people are tossed out of games, and then people would probably change behavior really, really quickly. So I think the more aggressive we are with that, I think that we'll see changes.
Yeah, a lot of former players, a lot of my peers have shared numerous opinions from whether it was they wouldn't let their kids play or take away the helmet completely, and every opinion is an opinion. And we all are qualified because of our careers to make opinions on what we think. But, I mean, we were all taught, I was taught, you hit square, you fall around. I mean, the language was similar back then, but through USA Football, Heads Up Football, what they've taught, what they've done is really standardize the language so everyone learns the same language. And it's not about the techniques or tackle progressions, but it's really about the language. And that educates everyone equally, and that minimizes the anxiety, specifically from the parents. So, again, a lot of former players have said a lot of stuff, but they're all opinions. But in terms of what we need to do in terms of medical research, making sure that the states have the proper policies in place and making sure everyone's educated, I think that's where we should lead those discussions, not what a former player said and what do you think about it. I mean, I think we all have to do our parts and really be smarter about what we put out there in the universe and based on fact, diligence, research, and not someone's opinion. And my 12-year career doesn't qualify me to have a greater opinion than someone else or be more right, but again, our opinion should be based on facts and be proactive on helping move the needle on these issues.
I would just add that I think we just need to be very cautious as we look at any potential equipment changes or rule changes. Some of the worst concussions that I've seen through other colleagues are in sports that don't have helmets. Australian rules football, rugby. You don't actually have to be hit in the head to get a concussion. You get hit in your body, hit the ground, etc. Even within the NFL, as they move to a more robust helmet, there was a significant increase in spine injuries until we had the appropriate rule changes and thought it through. And that was many, many years ago. And so with proper research, hopefully, and a multidisciplinary look at if we're going to make equipment changes, what rule changes need to go with it to keep the sport as safe as possible.
Removing the helmet's not the answer. We'll see we have reduced the number of catastrophic brain injuries in the last 35 years in tremendous ways. Removing the helmet, we will see an increase in catastrophic brain injuries, facial fractures, etc. But I agree with what Doug said. It's behavior modification. It's training these players and starting at the youth and probably secondary school levels on how to block, tackle properly, and modifying behavior. I think that's going to be the answer.
Obviously, sports are